Hey guys, what's up? Stephanie, the English coach here from EnglishFulltime.com. In this video, we are going to talk about how to improve your confidence in English. And I am making this video in my car for a reason, because I was driving downtown today and I was not feeling confident. And so I really started thinking about you guys and what it takes to speak English confidently. Okay, so here we go. First of all, the reason why I was not feeling confident driving downtown is, one, because I don't have a lot of experience driving downtown. And I'm from Sacramento, California, and the streets downtown are different from the streets in the suburbs and in the other areas, okay? So basically, where I'm used to driving in neighborhoods and freeways and stuff like that, every street is a two-way street. That's point blank, that's one thing. And then another thing is that the streets are pretty big. So there's lots of space in each lane, and I feel confident when I'm driving on regular streets that I'm used to driving on, okay? But downtown, a lot of the streets are one-way streets, and also they're very narrow, and I'm not used to driving in these circumstances, right? So when I'm in these situations, I feel less confident. So I'm bringing this up because I want to tell you, if you're not confident speaking English, there's a good chance you literally just don't have enough experience, okay? Because the more experience you have with something, the more confident you become. Just like if I would drive downtown every single day, I would get super confident driving downtown. You know, it's not that big of a deal. The other thing is I've had some bad experiences driving downtown. 2 really bad experiences that I will tell you about, okay? And these happened years ago, like when I was first learning how to drive. But the reason I'm going to tell you is because if you've ever had a bad experience with your English, like if a teacher has ever embarrassed you, or friends or strangers, or if you were ever in a dangerous situation and you didn't know what to do, and you know, that's kind of traumatic stuff, and that can really influence your confidence level. So 2 really big mistakes that I made driving downtown. This happened when I was probably like 19 years old. One day I was driving with my friend at night. We had gone out to dinner, maybe we went dancing, I don't really remember, but I made a wrong turn. And the next thing I knew, I was driving on railroad tracks. It wasn't like for a train, but it was for the kind of trains that go in the streets. Anyhow, there was a specific street designated for this tram. And next thing you know, I'm driving with my truck like this, and a train is coming at us like this. It's midnight, the lights are shining at us, and it's like honking like, like, what are you doing, lady? Get out of the road, okay? That was really traumatic. I don't even know what I did to escape from that, but somehow I got out of that situation. I pulled over. My friend and I, we were just like breathing really hard. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know how I made this mistake. So anyhow, that's one big mistake I made driving downtown. Another mistake, and this is super embarrassing, the streets are so narrow, and I was driving a Ford F-150, which was my very first car. It was a truck, okay? And besides having narrow streets, you always have cars parked on the sides of the streets. So I was driving in the right-hand lane. There were a bunch of cars over there parked, and as I'm driving, I got too close to one of the parked cars, and my mirror slapped the mirror of another parked car, and I just kept driving. Like, I didn't even know what to do. I'm like, oh shoot, am I supposed to stop, pull over, say sorry, like, you know, give them my insurance number? What am I supposed to do? And here's the deal with confidence. If you have bad experiences with something, it will cause you to doubt your ability. So now every time I drive downtown, because it rarely happens, I still sometimes remember those traumatic experiences, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous driving downtown, and I have to like talk to myself like, Stephanie, you got this, you're okay. You know how to drive. Don't worry, you've been doing this for years. But I'm telling you this because, again, of your English, right? If you don't have a lot of experience speaking English, you may lack confidence. The solution is simply to get more experience. Or if you've had some traumatic experiences, you may lack confidence speaking English. The solution is to just, again, keep practicing and talk yourself through what's going on and reassure yourself. You know, you've got this, it's okay. If you have a speech or something that you have to deliver, if you have a phone call that you have to make, Give yourself a little pep talk before you do it. This is my strategy. This is what I do, and it works, okay? It's reassuring. Now, the final thing I want to mention about confidence is sometimes you have had plenty of experience, you've had no traumatic experiences, so there should really be no reason why you lack confidence, but yet you still lack confidence, right? You don't feel that great when you speak English. The reason for that, you have to dig so much deeper because it can be fear, doubt, embarrassment. It can be a lot of things, but usually it's one of those three. It's like you fear how other people will perceive you, or you fear making a mistake, or you fear making yourself look silly, okay? So if you want to be a confident English speaker, right, what does it take? It takes experience. You have to have experience speaking the language. You have to speak with native speakers every day, okay? And I'll talk to you guys about how you can do this in a second, but you have to be using the language every day in different circumstances so you get more experience with it. Then, if you find yourself lacking confidence, you do have to deal with your own mindset and mentality and ask yourself, what's really going on here? Is it just because I lack experience? Is it because I've had bad experiences? Is it because of some underlying fear? What is really going on, okay? And then talk yourself through it. You will gain confidence by doing two things: by gaining experience and by changing the way you perceive yourself and situations around you, okay? So you can learn to be a super confident English speaker in any situation. Now let's talk about how you can use English every day to improve, to talk with native English speakers, to make friends, to just, because all of that stuff is gonna help you feel more confident. I created a free guide for you that's all about how to meet native English speakers strategically and form relationships, start conversations, so you can really be the one that's in control and leading the conversation, leading the relationship, using your English, even if your English isn't perfect, okay? Even if you don't feel super fluent. Anyhow, thousands of people have already downloaded this guide and sent me really awesome feedback. They love it, so I know you're gonna love it too, and I will link it in the comments. Anyhow, guys, that's all I will say about that. I've got to go. I've got some errands to run. So that's it, and I'll see you in another video.